Right now, you know 4 verbs in Spanish. By the end of today's video, you'll know 40. And the crazy part, you already know what every single one of them means. Let me show you. We'll also listen to a clip from a Daddy Yankee song that will have you singing the chorus and internalizing the simple past tense. And trust me, after today, you'll hear Spanish completely differently. Vamos. Let's do a super quick warm up, just a few seconds to wake up that brain. In our last lesson, we learned about the personal ah. Remember, when you're talking about a person you visited or invited, you need to add this personal ah before their name. So if I wanted to say, I invited Roberto to the party, I would say, invité a Roberto a la fiesta. And we could invite somebody to the movies, al cine, that looks like cinema, or somebody might invite us to their house. So now you try to say this in Spanish. Muy bien. Let's say this together. Invité a mi mamá al cine. Muy bien. And before that, we learned one amazing verb that does the work of at least 5, tomar. You can use tomar to eat, drink, take a taxi, take a photo, take medicine, all of it. So if I wanted to say, I ate a salad, tomé una ensalada. Or if I wanted to ask, did you have coffee? ¿Tomó usted un café? Or if I wanted to say, I took a train, tomé un tren. So can you say this now in Spanish? Muy bien. Let's say it together. Tomé té. Tomé una ensalada. Tomé un taxi. Excelente. Now, a few lessons back, we began our journey into the past tense when we discovered this bonanza of verbs. Remember when we took nouns ending in ación and turned them into verbs just by dropping the ending? Your brain already knew every single one of these verbs, and that's not a coincidence, it's a pattern. And today we have a brand new one that will reward us with a similar windfall of verbs. Here it is, today's secret. Some English verbs that end in ed can be turned into Spanish verbs simply by adding our verb ending. So we'll add the to say I did this in the past tense, yo, or we'll add o for you or the usted form. Let's go through them, say each one aloud with me, and we'll stress that at the end because that's what conveys the past tense. Causé, continué, copié, curé, deposité, planté, usé, acepté, pasé, estudié, tosté. You'll notice these are just spelled slightly different than English, but your brain understands them. Now let's look at the o ending. We've been using this for you, usted. Today we're also going to use it for he or she. Same verb, same ending, Spanish keeps it simple. So let's practice these. Causó, continuó, copió, curó, depositó, plantó, usó, aceptó, pasó, estudió, tostó. Muy bien. Your Spanish is getting more and more fluid with every lesson. Now, there are a few words that are rarely used in English but are much more common in Spanish. Do you remember Charlotte's Web? How she greets Wilbur with salutations? Well, the word saludar means to greet or say hello. So we have a few other examples. Comenzar is like to begin, but if you think commence, you'll know. Terminar, like terminate, finish. Entrar, that kind of looks like enter. Estacionar is to park. So think you're like stationing something. Felicitar is to congratulate. So like felicity, happiness, congratulate. We talked about saludar, and molestar definitely sounds terrible in English, but it just means to bother in Spanish. So can you figure out what this sign means? No estacionar means no parking. That's a good one to know, especially if you're ever driving in a Spanish-speaking country. Let's do one quick round of pronunciation practice together. Let's begin with our yo form again. Comencé, terminé, entré, estacioné, felicité, saludé, molesté. Muy bien. And for the third person singular, for you, he, she, or it, we'll do the o form. Say these aloud with me. Comenzó, terminó, entró, estacionó, felicitó, saludó, molestó. Notice how smooth you're sounding? You're not translating anymore, you're just speaking. Now let's practice building your confidence in speaking. We have some sentences here to practice. You'll notice there's almost no English translation here, and that's on purpose because you don't need it. Just take a breath and let yourself read and trust what your brain already knows. Here we go. Invité a un amigo a mi casa anoche. Roberto visitó a un amigo en el hospital. El presidente aceptó la invitación. Terminé la composición para la clase. María estudió la lección esta mañana. La profesora tomó una aspirina. El agente importó café de Colombia. Usé el vocabulario en la clase. Did you understand? I think you did. That feeling right there, that's you thinking in Spanish. Let's finish this section with 4 quick questions. We'll say them out loud together, and then I want you to try to answer them out loud. Don't overthink it, just use what you've learned so far. ¿Estudió usted la lección para la clase? ¿Terminó usted la novela anoche? ¿Depositó usted el dinero en el banco esta mañana? ¿Aceptó Roberto la invitación? That was hard work. Give yourself a huge pat on the back. Muy bien. You are thinking and speaking in Spanish. I'm so proud of you. That's excellent. Now it's time to listen to a song clip to help train your ear to listen to native speakers using Spanish at natural speed. Today's artist is one of my personal favorites, Daddy Yankee. He is from Puerto Rico. You can see he's been called the Big Boss because he is a legend in the genre of reggaeton and urban music. You can see he's highly regarded, and artists today, including Bad Bunny, recognize the huge role he has played in popularizing the genre. We have a special playlist just dedicated to him, and you might recognize some of his hits like Despacito and Gasolina. And if you've ever been to a Zumba class, I'd bet you've danced to some of these songs. He retired from the genre in 2023 to pursue a life more dedicated to his faith. And in 2025, he released a new album. The song Sonríele encourages people to smile at life. It's also on that playlist, and I promise you it's impossible not to smile while listening to it. So let's get today's song. Lo que pasó, pasó. This is from 2004. I'm already singing the chorus, and you will too after you hear it. Here's our target verb, pasó, which means passed, like it passed, or it happened. And the line says, lo que pasó, pasó entre tú y yo. What happened, happened between you and I. In our lessons, we've been talking about usted being you, which is formal, but in this situation, he's had a relationship with this woman, and he's telling her, you know, what happened between you and I happened. So he's going to use the informal tú. And notice it has an accent. When it has an accent, it's you, informal. If it's without an accent, if you see tú, then it means your. But don't trip on that. So again, here's our target verb, or our target line. This is the chorus. Lo que pasó, pasó entre tú y yo. Let's read through the rest of the lyrics, so when you hear the song, it will be comprehensible input. So he says, esa noche contigo la pasé bien. That night with you, I spent it well. Pero yo me enteré que te debes a alguien. But I found out that you have someone. Y tú fallaste, pero ya es tarde. Okay, and you failed, but it's too late. And then the chorus, and this is the part that I really want you to focus on. Don't worry about the other parts, but you'll hear it and understand it. And then after he says the chorus, lo que pasó, pasó entre tú y yo, this part is a little bit faster, and don't worry about that. I just wanted to point out all of these other cognates that you will likely understand. So he says, es una asesina, ella conlleva la medicina. So there's that S, we've done that. She's an assassin. She carries the medicine. Engañadora que te envuelve y te domina. So deceiver, that might be harder, but in envelopes, envuelve, te domina, dominates. Okay. Una abusadora, an abuser. Ella como sabe te devora. How she knows to devour you, right? Devora. Y si no tienes experiencia, te enamora, right? And if you don't have experience, experiencia, she makes you fall in love, te enamora. And you might remember when we did the Shakira song, me enamoré, that was the past tense. So here it is, fall in love in the present tense, te enamora. I'm going to give you one last piece of grammar, if I may. This little word la, notice here, that is the pronoun it. I wanted to take a second just to point this out because the pronouns are often where people give up when it comes to learning Spanish, but you will see this in lots of songs, and so once you see it, it'll start to go in naturally. So there's that la, it, and in fact you were using it in our previous song when we were saying la miré, la invité, so like I saw her, la invité, I invited her. So when it's before a verb like that, it's the object you're talking about, her. Don't worry about that. Let's get back to our target. Lo que pasó, pasó. And listen and sing along.
Esta noche contigo la pasé bien. Oh, pero yo me enteré que te debes a alguien. Yeah, y tú fallaste, pero es tarde. Y tú fallaste, pero es tarde. Lo que pasó, pasó entre tú y yo. 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 Es una asesina, ella conlleva la medicina engañadora que te envuelve y te domina. Una abusadora, ella como sabe te devora y si no tienes experiencia te enamora. Una especialista.
Great job listening. Give yourself a pat on the back. That was a challenging clip because of the speed at the end. But I know you could understand the beginning very easily, and that chorus you'll be singing for the rest of the afternoon, I promise. On the Daddy Yankee playlist, you can watch the video without the lyrics to see the whole story play out. For more practice, you can also review Chapter 6 of the text, which is available in all of these versions. So enjoy your homework. If this lesson helped you feel more confident in understanding and speaking Spanish, please stick with this series. You can go back and review some of the previous lessons in the playlist. You'll also want to catch our next lesson, where we will delve into 2 more cognate patterns and we'll examine the verb hablar, to speak. Thank you for joining me today here at Tentáculo Clases y Cultura. It has been a pleasure. Yo me llamo Kelly. I hope you are enjoying learning Spanish, exploring this culture, and joining our global community. Muchas gracias y nos vemos.